Hello, my name is Jessica Ubani. I'm 23 years old and I live in Exeter, which is in the southwest of England. I started the Project Management Traineeship in July 2022. I had an interest in the project management field for a while, and I knew that without a degree or relevant certifications, I would not be able to get a job in that field. So I decided to look for a way to get the relevant knowledge without having to go through university, and that's when I found IT Career Switch. I made some research about them and even reached out to them with some questions, and after they had answered all my questions to my satisfactions, I decided to go with them for the Project Management Traineeship. My favorite part about the traineeship was definitely the project or the practical phase, and that's because I was able to put all the knowledge I had been learning for the prior months into practice and actually assume the role of a project manager, which was quite fun for me. And of course, aside from the fact that it was very flexible because it allowed me to work as well as study at the same time without having to feel any pressure for time. Prior to my current role, I worked two jobs simultaneously, one as an information assistant for the University of Plymouth's library, which is where I did my undergrad, and I also worked as a best practice lead for Citizens Advice Plymouth. Now I work as one of two project management consultants for a company called Consultancy. My job with Granted is quite flexible and allows for hybrid working. As you can see today, I'm working from home. Granted helps innovative businesses secure non-dilutive funding, and as a PM consultant, I provide project management support for successfully grant-funded projects. And day-to-day responsibilities would include communicating with clients either through emails or calls, and essentially answering any queries or giving them any support they might need. And my responsibilities will also include preparing different project documents for clients and for the different stages of their projects. The traineeship definitely gave me theoretical and some practical knowledge needed for the role with Granted, as someone who prior to the traineeship had no experience with project management whatsoever. Since starting my job with Granted, I have definitely gained more experience and confidence with speaking with clients and also communicating with other members of the team, and I definitely feel like a valid member of the team now, and I would definitely recommend IT Career Switch to anyone who is looking to study with them. So the first thing I do when I sign into my laptop is to set myself as active on Slack, which is our company's internal communications channel. Once that's done, I head over to my calendar to see what planned tasks I have for the day essentially. This normally varies. Sometimes my calendar is full with client calls and sometimes it's not as full, so it just depends basically, and sometimes it fills up as the day goes by. Once I'm done with checking the calendar, I then head over to my emails and I respond to any outstanding emails I may have missed. I'm 5 months into the company, so something I like to do once I've responded to the emails that I have is read through the emails that I'm copied into by the other project manager, and I do this basically to expand my knowledge on responding to client queries. Next, I head over to the only call I had scheduled in for the day. This call lasted about an hour and I only recorded the ending of the call, hence the goodbye waves everyone was doing at the end. After the call, I then head over to Harvest to record the time that was dedicated to that call. Harvest is basically an internal tracking system which we use to essentially record time dedicated to client activities, whether populating documents or emails. During that period, I had a 1 hour lunch. I normally have my lunch at 1, but I did not record it today. So after lunch, I then begin populating a project document for the client I had the call with earlier on. This document will be used during the quarterly review meeting, and so I populate this ahead of time for them so I can send it out to them in good time, and they can review and let me know if they have any issues or things they would like to add into the document. Alongside preparing the project document, I also populated a timesheet for a different client I will be meeting with later this week. It's always good to have these documents prepared ahead of time so I'm not cramped up with work as it nears the day of the meeting. So that's just me populating this document now and moving figures from the portal, the government portal, onto the spreadsheet we'll be presenting to the clients. So by the time I was done doing all these, it was now time for me to leave. So I headed back over to Slack and set myself as away, and then I signed out of my system. And that was me done with the day. Thank you for spending a day in the life with me. I hope you've had a good time. Bye.